Hey, what's up guys, it's Apollo Uchiha here and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm back with a new short movie. The name of this short movie is What If Naruto Was the Reincarnation of Artemis? And yeah guys, it is an unscripted movie as well. Now before continuing this, if you haven't then please do leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you like the content of this channel. And yeah, shout out is due where it is due. So shout out to my boy Sephiroth Snap. I hope I said your name right, and yeah, if I did, then you have to leave a like and subscribe to my channel. And yeah, aside from that, how did you like my video on my other channel, Apollo Extra? I will be uploading different sort of content there because yeah, I usually just tend to get bored with making just what ifs and doing nothing. I have tried multiple things aside from that, and yeah, I think this will work out for me, and if it does, we'll see in the future. And yeah, to be honest, I quite enjoyed making that video as well as yeah, editing as well. So do let me know in the future what should we do on that channel aside from here. Don't worry, I have picked a lot of ideas, a lot of them, and some of them require research, so I'm gonna do that within some days. They will be up soon, so yeah, stay tuned for that. And without any further ado, let's begin with our today's idea, shall we? Our story begins on October 12th in Konohagakure Sato, inside the council room. As we go there to see that everyone was bickering and yelling at each other, and one person was not having any of it. It was none other than Minato Namikaze, as he had many things other than this to worry about. Enough! If this is why you have called for this council meeting, then I am done with it. And I think that we are just wasting each other's time here and nothing else. As after that everyone became quiet. Hokage-sama, this is necessary for us to tell you what has happened and conspired within the village. The damages can be repaired. I have told you again and again, Mabuki-san. We are working on it. We have asked the Daimyo-sama to send us some help and some funds to repair the village, and he has agreed to do so. How many times are you going to ask the same question again and again within the council chamber? As after that everyone fell quiet. I think this meeting is just nothing more than wasteful of time right now, and it is necessary for us to focus on much better task, which is recovering and putting in some action to our words that we have been bickering here. I call this meeting off now, as after that everyone disembarked and only two figures remained behind. Hiruzen Sarutobi as well as Kushina Uzumaki. As both of them looked at him and he, no Kushina, I have been trying to find him, but all for naught, he said as he slammed his hands on the desk of his, sitting position. As after that Minato stood up. I will stop at nothing. I will find him, locate him down. That bastard has taken our son away, and we are not able to find him still, Minato. I don't believe that he will be able to survive, Kushina. Do not, even for a second, think that he wouldn't. He's a Uzumaki and Namikaze. He has your burning fire spirit within him. He will be survive. Out there. As after that Minato stood up and was beginning to leave, getting away from all this tension and just stress that he was feeling. You see, on October 10th, 2 days prior to this day, something big happened, which was sort of happy and sad for them. Majorly sad, but sort of happy, because they were happy at first immensely that they were going to be, parents, and they had, twins, Mito and Naruto. You see, when they were born, they were the most beautiful children that they had ever seen. Mito was a girl with complete blonde hair and violet eyes like her mother. As for Naruto, he had tan skin, 3 whisker marks on each side of his cheek, and blue eyes. Although they looked a little bit burned, as they were quite silverish, as his hair was complete blonde, and a streak of it was a burn, sort of like his mother's hair, so they didn't even mind it. Overall, both of them were both beautiful children, until a masked person appeared demanding well, Kushina, who was the Jinchuriki of Kyubi no Yoko. Obviously, Minato was not going to let him do this, so what did he do? He fought back, and this caused him a lot, his family, as the masked man was prepared already for a sneaky attack. Although he was hurt in the last pulls of event, he was able to steal from Minato the most thing that he held precious, his baby boy, his family. And now God knows where his son was, because they were able to track down the masked person, but his son, he wasn't found. And the cherry on top was that within 1 day of arrest, the masked person was able to escape. God knows where he went now, as Minato was getting frustrated. His only lead to his son was disappeared. Now what could he do now? Nothing more than to send out some shinobis, even to the corner of the shinobi world, to search for his son. But where was he? That was a big question. As we go towards deep into the forest far, far away from Konoha and near the border of the elemental nations, where there was nothing more than greenery and dangerous animals. There, inside a huge cave, we see a wolf arrive. As it was a she-wolf, as she arrived inside and was now sitting on a warm, well, fur. As on that fur was a little baby boy. God knows how he was able to survive, and even in this age was able to crawl. But it was quite fascinating. You see, this female wolf had lost her cub a little while back and was always howling and crying for it until she found the said child and has been taking care of it ever since. You see, the child has a lot of attraction towards deers and other animals as well, and the mother was quite worried about it, as she had to be always on guard when any other predators as well as preys came there. She wouldn't hurt even the preys, and preys for some reason were quite brave, and even were defending the kid against her, as if the kid looked at them with single eye, and they all stopped. Even though she was an animal, she could still understand that the kid was special, and he will bring a lot of change in this forest. As after that, the time passed, as the wolf then saw the child grow, as now he was nothing more than a 9-year-old boy. His instincts have developed way too much. He was able to carve some stuff and weapons out of, well, stones and sticks, but they were quite strong. Although his physical strength was immense as well, as he was able to hunt as well as able to provide. His favorite hobbies were hunting as well as mooncasing, and that made him the alpha of the whole village. Everyone listened to him. And what did he hunt it for? Fish. Fish and other stuff, because deers also fell under his domain, and the other predators were also fed by him, and he fed himself as well. So none of them were harmed this way. And the peace between the whole elemental nation forest was preserved by him. And as time passed, people outside of the forest begin to, well, question that a spirit protects it, spirit of a boy, who they named the king of the jungle. As it became so popular that even it reached the news of the Kage's ear of each village. As coincidentally at that time a Kage summit was happening, just to let every other Kage know that they're not scared of each other, and to showcase their power against the other villages so that they won't mess with each other, and to uphold the ceasefire that has been held ever since the Great Third Shinobi War. As this was going on, Oniki brought this up, as he said, "Have you heard about a certain news regarding the borders of Konoha and Kumo, where there is the Forest of the End, or Forest of the Elemental Nation as the civilians called it. Inside it is said, is a spirit of a boy who protects everyone. The animals and our hunters are getting quite, well, at a big loss, and their weapons as well as some rations are being stolen. I think that it is either a boy who is a prankster or a bandit that is there. We must take care of him urgently. I took this upon myself and have sent it out my daughter at first, my granddaughter to be more precise, Kurtsuchi. And when she returned, she said that there was no actual boy there, just a spirit. She has encountered that spirit, and the spirit did nothing more than just to take their valuables and just not harm them and let them leave. And those valuables were just rations. Rations, and that's all. Seems like some boy out there trying to survive, said A. That is what I am thinking. And that boy, he said, looking towards Minato, has blonde hair and a burn, well, hair lash. His eyes are blue, almost silverish, and he has tan skin with 3 whisker marks on each cheek. As Minato then stood up, mind your tone. You know you are trying to get under my skin, Oniki, right now, because that is the description of my dead son. I am not joking, Minato. That is the description that was given to me, and I have provided this to everyone. So now that you have confirmed that it is indeed your son, you better be the one to reach him first. Or otherwise, me and my shinobis will. For what? You know what, Minato. You have caused us a lot of damage. A lot of, well, sorrow. And we will not let this chance leave itself. Because we have now a way to harm you back. As Minato gritted his teeth, I swear upon my name that even if a hair of his is hurt or missing, whole Eva will be disappeared from the map of this world. Is that a threat? It is a promise, Oniki. A promise that you know I will fulfill. I alone myself will destroy your whole village and kill you with my own hands. You have seen it. I killed within mere minutes your 400 shinobis. I can do this all day. And think what happened. Within a day, Eva will be no more. Do you want that to happen? Minato said in a low voice, as his eyes were glowing with a dangerous glint. As even Oniki this time and every other Kage was scared. They knew Minato's powers, and Minato never threatened anyone. He was just an optimistic kid. But this time around, when Minato threatened them, it was something new. Like it scared them to the core. As after that, the Kage summit came to an end, and everyone agreed that they should avoid the Forest of Death and let Konoha handle this. And so, Minato returned back to his village after some time of travel. As he arrived back, he went to home after informing them, the councilmen, what has happened and conspired. Just the usual, because that is what they talked about after Minato's threat. And after he returned back to his family, he informed them of this great news, or a lore, by Oniki. What? He's alive? After all these years? I thought I lost my baby boy. Minato, we have to do something. We have to get him back. That is what I'm going to do. I am going to go there alone. And all by myself. No, I have to. No, Kushina. It might be a trap, and if it is, I will not let myself live down this, because you or Mito will be hurt. I do not want to hurt either one of you, so both of you will be remaining here. Only I and I alone will go there, and see for myself, alongside some of my anbus. That is okay. I'm only bringing my anbus because you are worried. Just be safe, okay? And if it is our son, then please bring him back. Even if it isn't, just bring him back, okay? No child should be living alone in such a, well, dangerous forest. As after that, Minato then informed the council of these turns of event, and was going to inform them that he was leaving, as everyone was quite surprised by this. Minato, Fugaku then began, I know that you miss your son, but are you 100% sure that is your son? Regardless, even if it isn't, a boy should not be living alone in such a dangerous forest. As everyone nodded, I know, but I'm just worried. What if it is Oniki's trap, as you said? If it is, then it is. I will be able to survive alongside some of the shinobis. I promise that no one will get hurt. We are ready to die for you, Okage-sama, said some of the shinobis from the upside. That is why I will not let my men sacrifice themselves for my sake, because I will not let any one of you die. That is a promise to all of you from me as a Kage. that you can trust your word in. We give you the permission to go, Hokage-sama. You're allowed to do as you please. But please be careful out there, because we still think that this is a trap, said Omuran Koharu, as everyone also nodded to this. As Johnson said, if that kid is not valuable and is not your son, then I would like to train him to be a proper shinobi. And why should we give him to you? Asked Tizumi. Because you have a track record, let's just say, of turning people into humanoid drones. More specifically, the drones that you can control, Danzo. As Hiruzen Sarutobi decide, enough, everyone. That is not the case right now. Let Minato find out who the kid is first. Pasandam-sama, enough, Koharu. I know what it is like to lose a kid. And if Minato believes his guts that it is his kid, regardless of being later on not or is, he has to help him. You have my permission, Minato. You can go. Thanks, Hiruzen-sama. I will not let you down. As after that, Minato, as well as the Anbu squad of his, Team Row, in which Kakashi, as well as Uzuki, and none other than Tenzo was in, left. Only 3 Anbus. The minor ones were left behind to protect the village, as it took them 1 week to get to the forest. And now it was a whole new travel from there on, because the forest was huge, going all the way up to Kumo, which was on the other side of the elemental nations. So they had to be more precise and be careful and always awake, because they have to keep on a lookout. And there were stories that they steal only rations, so they have brought a lot of them to brought him out as bait. So all they did was camp inside at a certain location to wait out. And while they were sleeping, in due time they heard rustling, as some of them were pretending to be asleep, such as Minato, as well as one Anbu was hidden in the night time. It was Kakashi Hatake, as he saw a figure moving fast, way too much fast for an animal, even for a kid. As he arrived out, he had long grown hair that was almost clean and shiny, as his eyes glowed silver at night, as he, with light steps, began to walk towards where the rations were. As he then stopped because he saw the trap that was used to tie an animal upside down. Impressive, Kakashi said, as he jumped down and tackled him to the ground. As Kakashi was then surprised what happened, he was lifted up with ease and thrown to the other side. As that is when Minato came outside, and other 2 shinobis attacked him as well. They attacked him with kunais, tried to neutralize him, but it was for naught. Naruto literally grabbed the kunai and broke it in half with his fist, as everyone was shocked. Such brute strength, huh? As Minato then said, "Wait! Everyone, stop!" As the kid stopped as well. As the kid looked at the man, who looked quite identical to him, as he began to walk towards the man and grabbed his hair from the side, as he then smelled from his nose, as his head turned a little, as Minato was on the verge of crying. This really was his son, as he hugged his little baby boy. My son, as the boy was quite shocked what happened, because he wasn't hugged. He never was. He did not know what to do. His instincts were telling him that it was not threatening, neither was his body reacting. So he calmed down in those arms. As after that, Minato was just weeping and weeping, because he was happy that he was able to find and reunite with his son that was missing for the past 9 years. As after that, he picked up his baby boy and was about to leave. That is when, from the bushes, many wolves appeared, crawling at them, as well as huge centipedes and many other monsters appeared. As they all were quite now shocked by this, as Naruto then woke up and looked at all of them. Because of his, easiness, the mind of his, when felt at ease, he drifted to sleep. And now here he was, awake again, as he then informed them in a growling tone that he will be fine and he will be back. But the animals were worried because they were talking back. Even the huge wolf was. But Naruto made sure. From their perspective, it looked like that he will be fine. As after that, Naruto went back to his, father's arms and was drifting back to sleep. Because it was a sleep that he had never had. It was the most peaceful one that he ever had. As after that, we have a time skip. Time skip of 1 month. It took them 1 month to get back because Naruto was stopping and looking at everything, and it made 1 week worth of journey all the way up to 1 month. On the other side, the council as well as Kushina was worried sick because Minato said that it will take them 2 weeks to get back. But it has been 2 more weeks since a given time, and they were very sick. Some thought that it was because Minato was searching the whole huge forest because it ended all the way up to Kumo. Some said that it was a trap and maybe they are captured by Eva and they should negotiate with Eva now. But they all were kept on hold and stopped by Hiruzen Sarutobi himself. As his instincts were telling him the truth, as within 2 more weeks Minato arrived back, and in his arms was a boy who was quite huge for his age as well as was wearing nothing more than skin of a wolf on his torso, as he was completely bare chest from the top, and his hair was huge. As Mito at the time was wandering around the village with her friends Ino Yamanaka and Hinata Yuga, and they stopped and watched this, or more like Mito's father, or what he held. It was her brother, and Mito couldn't help but blush at this because her brother was quite hot and cute at the same time, as Ino felt the same as her cheeks burned up. As same could be said for Hinata. But that wasn't the case. As Minato stopped in front of her daughter. Look, Mito, it is your brother. I found your little brother. He is my little brother? Yes. I'm going to bring him to council, and after the blood test and everything is confirmed, he can come home with us. He has been asleep for quite a while now. He wouldn't sleep on any, sleeping bag. He will sleep near my tent or, when I'm walking like this. He wouldn't sleep at all at night sometimes. I don't know what you're talking about. I'll tell you later. As after that, they all went towards the council chamber. As Mito was stopped by his, friends. Wait, Mito, is that really your brother? The one that went missing 9 years ago? Yes. I told you Tochan went on a mission inside the forest, the forest of the elemental nation. The big forest that starts from Konoha and ends at Kumo's border? Yes, I know. That one. But Dad is said by Dad that it is the most dangerous forest. Well, Naruto was able to survive and raise himself there for the 9 years. That is quite impressive. As this was heard by her other friends, Sasuke Uchiha, as well as Kiba Inuzuka and many others. I felt an alpha that was here, and I'm the only alpha dog here. As Akamaru was whimpering. See, even Akamaru is whimpering. Some alpha dog was here. Was he? Have you seen where he went? I want to see who this is. Only my brother and my father passed from here. Yeah, Mito-chan's brother was found after 9 years. He lived and raised himself in the forest of elemental nations. As Kiba was surprised. The big forest? Yo, that is the dangerous forest that I heard about. Even Kachan wouldn't let our pups go there. As we go towards the council, as the children were bickering amongst themselves, to see that the council had some different reaction, as when Naruto and Minato entered, Naruto was still asleep, as he began to stir awake with a lot of noises, as he got up. As Kushina, also being a part of council, was there, as she finally went towards her husband and hugged him, and more than that grabbed her baby boy and hugged him. Naruto's instincts were, again, quiet. He was quite surprised that his instincts towards these humans were, specifically these two, were quite calm. Aside from them, he always felt hostile towards them. And he couldn't understand their words. But he felt at ease, almost like he felt when his mother hugged him. This woman, he sniffed at her. he will remember her scent. She calmed him down and reminded her of his mother. As Naruto then was surprised that there was a hound that was there as well. As the hound moved forward, as Kurama then said, I believe that you cannot Okage-sama talk to him yet, right? Yes, I cannot, Kuramaru. I will be able to aid you in this. I am a half hound and half wolf, so it might be easy for me to understand him. As Kuramaru then growled and said something, as Naruto growled back, as they all then witnessed that Kuramaru bowed to him, as Naruto nodded, as Kuramaru rose and Kuramaru talked some more, as Tizumi was shocked as well. Psst, Tizumi, what? What is it, Inoichi? What are they saying? You're about to find out. Which is quite shocking for a 9-year-old. As after that, Kuramaru then said, Okage-sama and the esteemed council, I would like to tell you that this here is Naruto. Naruto, the Red Scar of the Forest of Elemental Nation. He is their king. King of the wolves, the most alpha there, as well as the king of the many tribes there. Tribes? Tribes of animals. We animals have some tribes as well. Those at least who live in old tradition in the forest. As everyone was surprised. And Naruto was their king. How? I believe you and your shinobis were having a hard time fighting him off, right? Yes, he was able to crush a kunai with his bare hand. A kunai? Yeah, and it didn't even pierce the skin. As Kuramaru asked this question, as Naruto tilted his head and began to answer the question back. As after that Kuramaru then explained, it is because that living in such harsh environments from the birth, your body is adaptive and you have to be adaptive. And due to that adaptation, your body changes. You can say that he is the most fine specimen a human can become in terms of strength as well as physical strength and powers. And he will continue to do so to grow. As everyone was impressed by this, a kid was able to survive on his own for 9 years, and not only that, become the king of the jungle. As Danzo was quite impressed, he must say. A king was present in front of them. Although of animals, it was quite still dangerous that he had his own army. As one of the council members then said, mainly Koharu, we must produce a blood sample from him and do the test with Okage-sama, the veterinary test. Within 1 hour, its word will be shown, if that is fine with him. Can you ask? I will, esteemed councilwoman. As Naruto then growled, as almost his killer intent leaked, as everyone felt it, as they were running cold sweat. As after that, Naruto calmed down when he looked at both of the humans that he was feeling close with. As after that, Naruto then asked a question. Before that, why would you want to do that? Naruto asked them. And aside from them, he asked, why does he feel calm? Like he felt towards his mom, who was a wolf back in the forest. Like that woman and as well as that man. As Kuramaru then answered that they are his real father and mother. And if it is proven, this is a test to conduct that if they are or not. As Naruto agreed to this, because he really wished that they were his parents. Otherwise, he would have to return to his forest, or will have to stay here. As after that, the test was conducted as Naruto and Kuramaru talked, and Tizumi began to explain to everyone what was going on. As after some time, the test reports came in, and as for God's sake, they were proven right. As Minato and Kushina were happy, and they hugged their baby boy finally, that Naruto was found. Unknown to them, a figure was watching this, Zetsu, as he gritted his teeth and went back all the way up to Amegakure. While Naruto was beginning to adjust into his life, we go towards Amegakure, where the Akatsuki has been formed, and only one thought was in their mind, and that was world domination and to start a new era. Era without a shinobi, as well as era in which there will be nothing more than peace. No wars, no nothing. And they had the perfect plan for it, as well. That was to gather the 9 Jinchurikis and extract their bijus, and revive the Ten Tails to become its Jinchuriki. And with the unlimited godly power, you can do whatever you wish. Even so, create a new world with the Moon Eye plan, in which everyone will live the best of their lives. As after that, we see Zetsu arriving there. Bad news, Madara-sama. What do you mean bad news, Zetsu? That kid that you left 9 years ago, stolen from Minato no Mikaze, he has been found, and turns out that he was the spirit that we encountered in the Forest of Elemental Nations. What? That kid made a mockery out of us? And I thought that it was a ghost? Yes, it was a real kid, but something is different about him. I feel immense power and closeness to him because I am a part of nature myself. Like like last time, I don't want to hurt him or kill him. I see. Something is off here, Zetsu. Something immensely. As then he said, gather the council. We must discuss this. As the Akatsuki were gathered there, Orochimaru, Konan, Pain, Kisame, Kakazu, Hidan, Sasori, Deidara, and Zetsu, and Tobi. Today's team council, we are gathered here because our true leader, Madara-sama, would like to have a few words with all of you. As Tobi then stood up and began to reveal to everyone. Wait, I thought you were Tobi. Tobi is my second personality that was developed because of this body. But I am Madara Uchiha, the one possessing this body. I am here to tell you that a kid was able to survive. A kid that shouldn't be. And that kid might be hindrance to our ways because he is able to manipulate nature if as it seems to a great extent. As not only that, he is none other than the spirit that we encountered in the forest of the elemental nations, in which he made a mockery out of us. As everyone was quite surprised by this. A kid? Yes, it was 2 years ago, so I suppose he was 6 or 7 years old back then. Now he's currently 9 years of age and was founded by his father, Minato no Mikaze. We got made fun by a 9-year-old, huh? Tch, we better get a revenge, or otherwise I will not be able to live this down. Oh, that we will have a revenge, but given in due time. We must proceed as the plan was given to us in a laid out performa. We need another member, a stronger Uchiha, and I know who to pick, because I have an Uchiha in mind. Who? Itachi Uchiha. As everyone was quite surprised by this, because they have heard this name. The youngest Uchiha to awaken the Sharingan. And not only that, the strongest one in his entire class, and graduating way ahead of his time. Why him? And why would he agree? There are certain ways to make him. And certain people who are willing to get some things the bad way. By helping them, we will be able to gain access to him. And that is when we take him to our side. How? Everything will be done by me. You do not need to worry about anything. Just focus on training yourself and on the plan that we have discussed. Alright, we will do so, Madara-sama. As after that, the Akatsuki's meeting was disbanded. As after that, 2 years have passed in elemental nations, as everything was going peaceful as ever. And Kurtsuchi has found out who Naruto was as well, in Iwagakure. And still, her heart skipped a beat whenever she met him. She was only an year older than him, and she wanted him so badly all these years. She was downright obsessed with him, to the point that even it scared Oniki. Grandpa, when are we going to go to Konoha for a peace treaty? What do you mean peace treaty, girl? We are going, aren't we? I want my Naruto-kun here. Fine, let's go. As both of them began to leave. As they arrived back inside Konoha after informing them within 1 month, as the whole Konoha Shinobi elite forces were on guard. Every one of them. As suddenly we go towards Minato, where Oniki was sitting. As it was inside his own house, inside his home office, where Kushina brought them some tea and snacks, as she stood next to her husband. As both of the kids were outside, as Kurtsuchi was sitting there. As she looked at Naruto looking at them from behind the door, as she waved, as Naruto remembered her and came there. I remember you. You're that girl from who I took some food, right? Yes, I have more if you want. Thanks. Those were some good snacks. Everyone loved that. Everyone? Yeah. I used to live in the forest, and now those all guys have moved here into the forest of death. What? Since when, Naruto? Oh, since the day we arrived, Tojan. They said that they don't want to leave their king, and they just moved down here, and have been living here ever since. I don't know, Naruto, what is with you and them. And what is that you're wearing? Oh, I call it a bow. It is a sort of an old shinobi weapon, even before the age of shinobi. Samurais used it. It is used to throw projectiles from a far range. I quite like it. A bow, huh? A kid has nice taste, Minato, I must say. Well, he has a king for hunting, and they were used back then for hunting. Now it is just kunais and senbons. Even the civilians use it, but Naruto uses these. These are some special arrows that we made from chakra metal, used to carry chakra and all within them. That is quite fascinating and dangerous. So, then again, Oneki-san, I would like to ask you, what brought you here to my humble abode? We could have met this and discussed everything that you want to discuss inside the council chamber. It is something of private that I must discuss with you, Minato. That is, my granddaughter Kurtasuchi has taken a liking to your son, and we would propose a political marriage. I'm sorry, what? Yes, a political marriage. Kurtasuchi likes him a lot. As Minato then said, Naruto, what do you think? Oh, if she can be my friend, then I'm happy, more than happy to. As obviously Minato did not knew that Naruto was this naive, but he knew one thing from living the 2 years with Naruto. Naruto was always optimistic. Are you sure, son? Yeah, I'm fine with it, Dad. Anyway, Mito and, as well as, Hinata and Hino-chan said that they want to be two. My bride, something like that. Is that good? What is it, at least? As he looked at his daughter, who was blushing up a storm, and stomped inside. Naruto, you didn't have to tell them that. We were supposed to keep it a secret. After I became the clan head, I was going to pass a law. Too bad for you, now he's mine. No, he's not. I do not accept this. I cannot accept this. Why would you do this to me, Tojan? I did not knew, Mito. As Kushina was quite shocked as well, as she giggled. Well, looks like you're not the only one getting him, girly. My daughter, as well as two others, will also be involved. Kushina, are you okay with this? Yes, because Uzumaki clan need some pure Uzumakis as well. And what better than this way? As Minato sighed, fine, I guess. As after that, Onagi then said, okay, if you agree to this, then sign here. Wait, I didn't agree to you yet. What do you mean? You rather have a war than this? I don't want a war. I do not want any bloodshed. But if this preserves peace for a longer time, then I agree. Hi. As after that, the peace treaty was signed and Kurtsuchi was moved here as well. And they were staying now inside Naruto's abode, as Inuichi was informed of this, well, by her daughter as well as Hinata, and both of them were not having it, so they moved out as well. And Naruto and Mito moved out as well because Kushina and Minato's house wasn't big enough. So Naruto had his own house now, with all the clan symbols there, which provided unity. And now it was the house in which Naruto and his wives lived in, because they were all married to. Naruto then understood what it meant because some of the animals told him that they were his mates, as Naruto was literally close to passing out as after finding this out. But he was happy that these were the people that he knew. As after that, we have some more time skip. For 2 years, Naruto lived with them as he was reaching at the age of 14, as his sister has become a Genin and was now performing in a Chunin exam, as was Kurtsuchi and many others who have taken up the role of Konoichis. While Naruto still went out to hunt and provided food, but in a hunting manner, like any alpha male would. It was quite surprising to them, but they knew that Naruto meant good, and he hunted down some rabbits and fish, as they all were happy that Naruto provided them in his own way. Even though living with them, Naruto did not change his ways. He loved hunting. He would eat what he hunted, just like a true alpha wolf would, and nothing else. Albeit some of the sweets and ramens though. It was the king that he inherited from his mother. But he didn't understand one thing. Why did he had an infatuation with this? He was like any other human. Why was he different yet? He liked to sleep outside, he liked to hunt, he liked to camp, he liked to gaze at moon, and his eyes would turn silver in the night or whenever he was in a combat mode. Why? Why was he like this? And that answer came to him in one night's sleep, when he arrived inside a beautiful forest where he saw a huge chair on which a woman was sitting in, as she shrunk down to a 13-year-old girl, as she had white skin, silver eyes, as well as a burned red hair. So you are my avatar, she said. I'm sorry, what? And who are you? Naruto asked. I am Greek goddess of hunt, womanhood, and moon, Artemis, and you are my avatar, my reincarnation. Wait, what do you mean? You see, I felt bad when I accidentally hurted some little boys who were not even 13. They were just kids when they are pure. And because of that grief and guilt, I myself became as a reincarnation into a boy, as a punishment to live this life for atonement. But I did not know that my reincarnator will be such a blessed kid. You are the most closest to me as I could say my son is, because you are a part of me. And I am happy to have you here, Naruto. And I promise you this much, no one shall ever hurt you, in this life and afterlife. Wait, but you're saying Greek, but isn't this the Shinto? You know that much? I read some books. Well, I read all of them. It was quite, boring to just sit here for the past year or so. So, I just read, and that is when I found out that we live in a Shinto pantheon goddess, ruled by them, Kamiyami and Shinigami. Those three are my friends, and have allowed me to be reincarnated here. I did not want to reincarnate into that world that is corrupted, and have myself corrupted because my reincarnator would literally be after women. But I am as well. Can't you see that I have many mates and fiancés, as they call it? You can call them that because I will allow it and let it slide, because you lived your most of the life inside the forest, raised by animals and predators. So I know how you feel. But yes, you can say that I was quite surprised, but I see it now. Those maidens have truly been fallen in love and smitten by you. Even though when you were unconscious, they were smitten from the day you arrived. So now I know that it wasn't your fault. Sometimes they are maidens who are the first one to fall in love, and you had remained pure for quite a long time, more longer than I expected. So, it is my only guess that you will only, be like this in the future, and only when it is appropriate time to complete you will do so. Yeah, because Tocha and Kage said they want many grandchildren, so I have some fiancés and wives, so I will give them grandchildren. Just for the sake of it? No. Obviously they are my pups, I'm gonna love them. And I will protect them. Even my family. I will do anything for them. Aren't I a part of your family? Yes you are, Artemis-sama. As Naruto and Artemis hugged my little baby boy. You have my full blessing and powers to use. And there is a threat that is coming your way, Naruto. Protect your family and loved ones from it. What threat? Akatsuki. As Naruto woke up then, as Naruto then smiled, looking up in the moon, it was nighttime. Thank you, Artemis Kajan. As with those the moon glowed even more brightly. Inside the said moon that was suddenly glowing, we see were none other than Kaguya or Tsuki waking up. No, she's here. I cannot do anything. No. This cannot be. As she tried to contact her son, but a mirage appeared in front of her. A visage of the goddess. The same goddess that talked to Naruto just moments prior. You will not harm my son, Kaguya. I saved your life and your pathetic clan once. But if you even dare so hurt my son, you will not only feel my wrath, but Kamiyami and Shinigami's as well. They are the ones who created your race just to bring peace into the whole universe, but you have done nothing more than be corrupted. I have already dealt with the other Otsutsukis. You are the last remaining one. Do not make me make you all extinct. because I will regret that such a fine species will die out. As knowing that the threat was coming from the goddess that has saved her from great catastrophes and their clan, now was the reason of ending her clan. She knew that she should just stay out of it. I will call back my son. We are not going to do this. Contact him. As Atsu was contacted and everything was dropped. He wanted to ask why, but his mother said that she knew best and she called him back as the will disappeared from the earth and right back. And that is when he met with the goddess. Because he knew who this was because of Kaguya's memories and his memories being linked. Artemis-sama, I am so sorry that I did not know that who I was hurting. Please forgive me. You are pardoned, let's per se. But I am still mad that you even tried to do this to my son. You better be aware. But isn't he your reincarnation, as you said? Yes, but his consciousness and my consciousness was still different because of our gender. And I wasn't able to completely mend myself with him because of my pride in being a goddess, a virgin one at that. But I am happy that I was able to have a child this way, thanks to Kami, Yami, and Shinigami. A child that is a complete god. Yes, and that is why you will not harm him. After his time here, after his loved ones are gone, he will come with me to my homeland, Mount Olympus, where everyone will be introduced to him. As after that, Kaguya saw Artemis disappear, and she remained there forever, because this place was all of a sudden, instead of her prison, her safe hiding spot. And that is where she will remain her remaining days. As we go towards now Naruto, as Akatsuki then thought that something might have happened to Zetsu, and their plan was about to begin because Chunin exams were happening, and in those Chunin exams, Orochimaru has planned an attack to take his revenge against the third Hokage, and everyone was there. Tsunade, Jiraiya, and everyone else. And that is why he had backup from his own village and Akatsuki this time. And when they reached that time and span where the attack was about to happen, Naruto sensed out the danger. His instincts were kicking in. And those who he thought were dangerous, he knocked them out with blinding speed. And he did not stop. He even tackled and taken down many of the Akatsuki members. And after informing the others that they were the danger to their safety, his wives and everyone else took a part in it, and within matters of hours they were, under arrested and were now preserved inside the interrogation chamber, where they were interrogated thoroughly, and after that they were, completely sealed off from their usage of chakra, and were sent to blood prison to forever remain there. The seal was like this, that they were engraved when they were unconscious, on a part of their body so narrowly that they could not see it even with the dojutsu. And they cannot remove the seal without the caster, and the caster was kept hidden from them. All of them were done the same, and Orochimaru alongside everyone was sealed inside the blood prison forever. And as for Naruto and his family lived happy. As for the Konoha, he was quite grateful towards Naruto that Naruto was able to save them all from this great catastrophe that was about to happen. And everyone lived at peace, and Artemis was happy seeing her son like this. She allowed him to stay there for quite a long time because he deserves happiness now that he has gotten after living alone. Not by that much alone, but living alone as a human in a forest and surviving for 9 years. It was his price in her eyes. As this is where I'm going to be leaving the story of, guys. I hope you liked this one, and if you did, then please leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you like the content of this channel. And yeah, guys, this is Apollo Uchiha, and I'm signing off. Peace. Oh yeah, and guys, make sure you stay tuned for another video. I got a recommendation for a reaction video on my other channel, so I will be reacting to that video. So yeah, this is Apollo Uchiha, and I'm officially signing off. Peace.